Saint Ignatius was not only a great saint in the history of the Church, but also a founder of a religious order which is famous throughout the world, and that is the Society of Jesus, also called Jesuits. He was born in Spain in the 16th century and lived a luxurious life with the title of nobility until he was wounded in the battle. While he was recovering, he wanted to read the books of adventure, romance, etc., which were not found. So he had given the books of Life of Christ and the Saints, which made him to feel a deep desire to follow God's will. He left his worldly possession and became a pilgrim, journeying to Jerusalem and also to other places like the Benedictine monastery of Montserrat. Also, while traveling to Jerusalem, he experienced the vision of the Virgin Mary and Jesus. Then, with full enthusiasm, he studied philosophy and theology. He wrote a famous book called The Spiritual Exercises. This guides the religious to find God in all things. He also gathered a group of companions like Saint Francis Xavier and others to share his vision of serving the Church. Together they found the Society of Jesus, which was approved by the great Pope Paul III in 1540. The Society of Jesus, or Jesuits, became a great missionaries, martyrs, great saints who worked in the field of science, education, social work centers, refugee centers, etc. They were able to spread the gospel to 112 countries all through the world, including India, America, Japan, China, etc. They also found many colleges, schools, universities. They were experts in philosophy, theology, etc. They also defended the rights and dignity of the poor and challenged the corruption and abuses of the poor. At last, Society of Jesus and the Catholic Church had to accept the death of Saint Ignatius in Rome in 1556, who left behind a legacy of faith, love, and service that continues to inspire millions of people today.
In my life, now I have overcome my fear and gained courage. Now I am ready to follow the footsteps of Saint Ignatius, as he is a brave, courageous, and strong soldier who always stood against all the odds for the protection of the church.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola has taught me to fight against all my difficulties that comes in my way. Even after his defeat in war, he did not give up and later found the Society of Jesus. I understood that if any difficulty comes in my way, it's not punishment, rather it is a lesson.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola, a person who left all riches and surrendered his life at the shrine of Our Lady of Montserrat, once said, "What Saint Francis and Saint Dominic did, I shall do the same for the greater glory of God." He wanted margins in his work. Because of this, I have built more love, interest, and desire in the service of the Lord.
Ignatius of Loyola asked three questions for himself, that what I have done for Christ, what am I doing for Christ, and what shall I do for Christ. These three questions inspired him to serve Jesus, and he became a Jesuit. And these three questions also inspired me to be a Jesuit.
Saint Ignatius was born in 1491 in the family castle Loyola in northern Spain. As we know that Ignatius was one of the great men and also worked in army. After an injury, he changed his life. He founded the Army of Christ, which is none other than the Society of Jesus. The life of Christ changed his life.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola taught me how to help the people in the time of their difficulties or trouble. Before I used to get nervous when someone asked me for help, but now through the intercession of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, I love to help the companions. Through the prayer of the great saints, I have improved my study also.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola is the founder of the Society of Jesus. He has motivated me to become a priest and to preach the word of God. Even though I can't be like him, I'll be courageous, curious, and to do everything for the greater glory of God, just like he did.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola was a great warrior, both in physical and spiritual fight. This saint enlightened me not to fight physically, but to fight spiritually. That is to sacrifice everything to Christ.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola was a brave soldier. He met with an accident during the War of Pamplona. After reading the book of Life of Christ and the Life of Saint, he surrendered himself completely to the Lord. Looking at how a turning point arrived in his life, when I want to be like Saint Ignatius of Loyola, brave like him, helpful like him, and kind like him. And now, when I want to change my life into a good person.
When I read the life story of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, I understood how he transformed his life for God. I too wanted the same experience to be done. So, I joined the Society of Jesus. And now, I can feel that change and transformation done in me.
Saint Ignatius has been a role model in my life because he surrendered himself to God as a soldier. This inspired me a lot. I have learned many things after joining Loyola. I have learned to seek God in everything.
St. Ignatius, who was the founder of Society of Jesus, has a great history behind him. He was a sinner but saint. He was wounded but healed. Like St. Ignatius, my life has become systematic one by joining his ideals. I have grown much because all of here has encouraged me to be one of them. The limits in worldly things by preaching the word of God is unlimited.